What's up, good people? Hey, scholars, this is Mr. Mumford with another edition of Tiger Talk, the podcast. What's going on, y'all? I hope you're feeling good out there in the world and living safe and being great, because that's what you are in this world. You are great. On today's edition of Tiger Talk, we're going to talk about re-entry. I think I got my squad with me. Squad goes, squad. Y'all there? Where my Tigers at?
Right here.
Oh, yeah. And in the words of one of my favorite rappers, we right here. Shout out to DMX. May he be amongst the ancestors. All right, so check it out, y'all. Right now, we're heading into a space that after 365 days, maybe a little bit more actually, we are preparing for teachers, staff, and most importantly, you all, the students, to re-enter that school building at 125 Sussex Avenue, and realistically all over the world. We're having a moment of re-entry. And so today we wanted to come and have a discussion about re-entry. Are you ready or are you not ready? And so we're going to start off with asking Sarah, are you ready to re-enter the school, and why or why not?
I'm ready to go back to the school, but sadly I will not be attending because of like my parents and things. It's okay though. I just really hope that everyone stays safe and still has fun, even though we're gonna be like somewhat still in a virtual setting.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that is true. Some of us may be ready, but you know, our parents may want to protect our safety. What do you think about it, Namisa?
Personally, for me, I am not ready to go back to the building. I feel like in the near future, yes, but I've gotten so comfortable in the virtual setting and I've learned my way around it. So like for now, this is what I'll stick to.
Yeah, I could relate to that. It has been pretty comfortable and it's not too much time left. I don't know, Gata, what you think, Gata?
Yeah, basically like what Namisa said, I have gotten so like the like virtual learning has become very normal to me, and like going to school, I just like the way virtual learning is for now. Maybe like if schools open back up in September, I will most definitely go, but until then I'm staying home.
I hear you. It kind of makes sense. Like, you know, we've toughed it out this long. Like maybe we should just, you know, rest on the fact that we made it this far and then prepare to go back to school in September. I like your thinking on that. Fabiola, what's your thoughts?
Sadly, I will not be going back to school because I've adapted to the virtual setting and mostly has become like part of my daily life. But I know that may not be the case for everyone going back, so just be safe and follow instructions. That's it.
I love that attitude, Fabiola. I love that you're just spreading that word to still be safe for whoever does come in. Nana, check in with me. Nana, what you thinking?
Like they all said, I've gotten comfortable doing my work virtually and I'm used to it. So like, I don't think that I'm ready to go back to the school.
Mm-hmm. And so let me ask you, I'm gonna being that they, you know, a couple of us said we got comfortable with it. Was it comfortable in the beginning, Nana?
No, it was not comfortable, but September of last year, I kind of already I learned how to like manipulate. Oh no, my God.
No, you saying it right.
Can you please cut that out? Thank you.
Magic.
I learned my ways around it, and so now like I know how to like space myself and do my work, and while I still have time for myself and time for my family and do my chores. So I need the summer to prepare to go back to school in September.
I like that. I like your perspective on that. I think we got one more word coming from Yvette to tell us about why or why not, why she's not ready to come back in, or why she is. Yvette, you there?
Yeah. Okay, so me personally, I'm not really ready for school because I have gotten used to like the virtual life and how like everything is going on in the virtual life. I'm not ready.
All right, before we move on to the next question, Yvette, let me ask you, is lunch better at home or is lunch better in the building? I bet. All right, so cool. Let me move over into another question, right? And this one I'm gonna ask. We're gonna start off with, if you could tell me one word, right, as we reflect on our time in quarantine and our time at home. If you could start off your answer, right, give me one word about how you felt during this time over quarantine, and then tell me what have you learned about yourself over this past year. Sarah, can you help me out with that?
Sure, I can. One word I felt like throughout this whole quarantine, it would have to be like anxiety. Like, I've been just so anxious about like losing my family, like getting sick, and just like the loss of my freshman year. I feel like it wasn't lost, it was like changed, but I still feel like I missed something. So that kind of hurts a little bit, but overall my family's been healthy, I've been healthy, so I'm pretty happy, and I'm really grateful that none of us got sick.
Yeah, that's definitely an attitude of gratitude. And thank you for that. Gata, one word to tell me how you felt in this past year, and then tell me one thing you learned about yourself.
One thing I learned about the past years due to COVID was that that as much as I like not to admit it, I need people in my life. Like it was moments where like I was so like, I don't want to say alone, but I felt alone. But then like I learned that that's okay to be alone sometimes. So yeah.
That is beautiful, man. I think that is something that we, even adults can learn, is sometimes just to be still and be with ourselves, right? And thank you for that expression. I think we got one more person. Yvette, tell me something you learned about yourself over this past year. And yeah.
I would probably say I learned that I'm more creative now, because like when we were in school, I wasn't like, I didn't put myself out there as much as how I do now. So I would say like I'm more out there, I'm more creative.
I love it. Thank you. That's that's one of the things that I think we all can encourage, our listeners, is to really reflect on, what did we learn? How did we grow out of it this year? I think we all can attest to it being a challenging time. And for some of us, it's been challenging personal. But, we're here now. And so there's purpose in us still being here today. And so, that is something that we can reflect on and just be grateful for. So if I had one word, I think it would be gratitude, that we made it to this side of things, and we have something to look forward to. And so with that being said, Namisa, help me out and tell me, what are you looking forward to about this whole re-entry process?
For me, I am most looking forward to the interaction and like getting to like sit in like a classroom, like the traditional learning environment, sitting next to people and like, the little things that you're not supposed to do, like pass notes and like be there and like next to your teacher and like get that information. So.
Oh man, that is the fun part. Like, like you said, passing notes, or I remember we used to take the spoons and have spoon fights or pencil fights. So yeah, I could dig it, Namisa. That's pretty cool. Fabiola, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to being a senior next year and going back to normal in school. But I know it's gonna be hard, because we have to be cautious and all of that. But yeah, we're gonna make some progress, because I know.
That's right. Forward thinking. I love it. Nana, what about you, Nah? What are you looking forward to?
Like Fabiola, I'm looking forward to finishing my high school, be a senior next year, and also just get to spend the little time I have left, because we only had a full freshman year and like sophomore and junior taking from us. So just to go back and finish with the bang, and
yeah. Let me hear that tiger roar. All right, Lynn, what about you? What are you looking forward to most?
Well,
I've really been looking forward to Chef's Bay mac and cheese. Like, I really like. Yes, like that mac and cheese just be rocking, and I really miss it. I miss culinary, like in general. Like what?
Yeah.
I also miss, like Namisa said, all the small interaction. Like I'm really looking forward to like hearing Mr. Siddell's loud voice every time I enter the building, and just like spend time with my friends and actually enjoy my senior year. So yeah.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I tell you, that those smells that come out of that culinary department, woo! I am excited to look forward to that too. That was a good one. Thank you all for that. Thank you all for that. And so that's what we have to look forward to. And I think, you know, one of the things about Tiger Talk is this is a space for us to be real and to be honest. And so as we talk about things that we're looking forward to, I have to be real with myself and just say that, you know, there are some real concerns and fears about re-entering a school building right now when, you know, our state is highly registered as a hotspot, right? And so what concerns or fears do you have about going back into the school building? And I'm going to start with Namisa again.
I understand that the school's priority is keeping us healthy and keeping us safe. And my biggest fear, however, is like losing that enjoyable school environment while we focus so much on our health. I feel like going back and like with all the restrictions, my biggest fear is like we won't have as much fun, or like it won't feel like the traditional learning environment. So
that's real. That's a real fear. And I think, you know, as we talk about schools preparing for young people to be safe in health, I think that's something to be considered, because that's mental health, you know? And so a part of school is fun. And I would challenge anybody with any degrees and doctorates that, you know, the environment for school is a fun place where memories are created. And, you know, academics is definitely at the forefront, and safety, of course, but I think that we definitely, Namisa, have to create that space for fun and interaction. So thank you for that. I think we got Sarah's going to give us some of her also concerns.
My concerns are really like individuals, I guess, because I'm really concerned for everyone in general, because I don't want like anyone to get sick and not say anything and then end up like everyone gets sick and we can't go back to school like ever. Yeah. Or it's like a really big problem and now a bunch of students are infected and their families are infected. Like that would have to be my biggest concern, like people not being true, like them not telling the truth. Because I understand like what we're going through is scary, but it's just really scary to think that if one person gets sick and doesn't know or doesn't tell anyone, that could be it for my sophomore year. For the people in student council, their senior year, like that's really scary to think about.
Wow, that's very real. You know, that speaks to people's integrity. You know, and we have to trust that people will live in their best integrity. So thank you for that, Sarah. Fabiola, you have something to say on the topic?
Yeah, so my one concern would be some students not paying attention to the instructions or listening to teachers. Because like one mistake and everyone like starts to put at a risk just because some student is not being responsible or listening to instructions. You could put like the whole school and staff at risk.
The actions of one amount to many, and we are supposed to be our brothers and sisters keeper. So that is something that is very important. Fabiola, thank you for that. Lynn, what you got to say on the topic? We still
my personal fears were really not being able to enjoy my senior year, because we did not really have a lot of time in the building. Like we had our freshman year, our sophomore year got cut short, and then junior year is all virtual. And high school is really where you make some of the most important memories of your life. And so, and I really had like my whole senior year planned out, and it will really be sad to not being able to do everything. But then my most general concern is that not everyone will follow all the rules. And since the school building is really not that big, I don't want anything bad to happen. I want us to like stay safe. And it would be like, I'm really scared that like something might happen and we will have to like go virtual again.
Wow, I think these are very valid concerns and fears, and so hopefully, you know, the people who are listening, our listeners, and us as well, can start to navigate and manage some of these fears and start to come up with, you know, plans of action so that we can decrease our anxiety and replace that with action and controlling the things that we can control. Shout out to VP Davis. She always talks about the locus of control, and that's really just talking about, you know, managing our power and what we are able to control, and also empowering us to speak our voice when there are things that we may be able to change. So shout out to you all, because I know that's not easy, you know, as we talk about reentry. And so as we move on, we got maybe one or two questions left, and it's as we re-enter this this space, or, you know, the building, whether we're re-enter the building now or later, as we re-enter into this, who do you see yourself becoming, Gata?
Well, I'm about to be a senior, so that means I see myself becoming really focused. I see myself determined. That's the same thing. But I see myself going after, like, how do I put this? I see myself basically just taking
take your time with it.
Yeah, taking. Okay, scratch that. It's my senior year, it's my last year, so I see myself having like more fun, cause like freshman year, sophomore year, I wasn't really like, you know, but I just wanna, since it's my last year, I just wanna, you know, connect with people and just, you know, make the best of it.
Hey man, I think it was well said, man. And I see you searching in your head for it, because it's like you really see it. You know, you see who you're becoming, and so I embrace that vision, and I hope it comes true as well. Nana, what about you? Who do you see yourself becoming?
I see myself becoming like more calm and focused, because like freshman year I was up there. I had my fun freshman year, and I think that sophomore year is really for me to like get myself back together and, like I said, go out with a bang and like just like focus on college and other big things, and most importantly making money, because your pockets cannot be dry. If your pockets dry, what you doing? So yeah,
that's right. Get that bag. Thank you. Now, Sarah, what about you? Who are you becoming?
I'm becoming someone who's just straightforward. At this point, like, we've lived through a pandemic, we've been through so much stuff, that it's like, there's no reason to like cut around the truth. Just say what you're gonna say, do what you're gonna do, and if it affects somebody negatively, that's something that you need to take up with. But if you're doing what you're doing and it's not affecting anyone, I don't see a problem with it.
I love that. That's like taking off the mask and just living in my truth and being who I am unapologetically. Come on, Sarah. Thank you for that. And last but not least, we have Miss Fabiola. Tell us, who are you becoming?
So like I said before, I see myself becoming a senior, but most especially very goal-oriented, ambitious, and I'm just looking forward to positive things happening in my life when I go back to school.
Love it. I love it. Perspective is everything. All right, so our last question before we close out for the day. For those of us that are not returning, right? Because some of us are returning and some of us are not, and that's both staff and students. But for those of us that are not returning, if and when, let's say September, right, that it feels safer to return, what is one quality that you want to see in our school building when you return? And I'm going to start off with, I'm going to ask that everybody answers this, right? But we're gonna start off with let's start off with Yvette.
So one thing that I see that I would like to see would be like if the school is more consistent with stuff. I get the fact that they're trying their best, but I feel as if they should start sending out emails and stuff earlier than later on, because we need to know stuff before it even happens. So
Thank you for that. Yeah, living your truth. This is what Tiger Talk is all about. All right, and I'm gonna go from Yvette, and I'm gonna ask Lynn to come up next.
Well, I feel like before, like, the school needs to focus on, like, we need to, like, identify what's really important, because before we tend to focus on, like, non-important rules, because it's like, come on guys, like, my shoes, like, the color of my shoes will not affect my learning. So sometimes I feel like you kind of accentuate, like, the wrong rule, and you should, like, focus on, like, the most important ones.
Thank you so much for that. All right, so now Misa, what is one quality in September, if you return to the school building, right, that you would like to see in the school?
I don't have a specific word for it, but I would like them to be more like, I guess responsible would be the word, and like more transparent with their students. I feel like when there is communication, you can expect both parties to understand if you communicate clearly. So like communication and like with deadlines and stuff, have those publicly posted and like reminded about earlier. That's what I would expect from the school.
Thank you so much for your voice. I appreciate that. That's voice leads the way. Students, dreamers have the answer, as my buddy Frank would say. And so, Gata, tell me, what's one quality you would like to see in the school when you return?
I would love for Mary P to like one of the problems that I have with like Mary P is like classes like AP classes, students shouldn't have to wait until like 11th grade. So they should like it should start like maybe in the 10th grade, you know? So changes like that should be made, because like when you're applying for colleges or programs, those people, that's what they like to see. So I remember I applied to this program, but since I don't take AP class yet, so my application didn't really stand out, you know. So I feel like man, we started allowing the students to take classes like that earlier on. They will have more opportunities to do other stuff.
I love it because that's you're trailblazing something that may be available for someone that wasn't available for you. And so that is what leadership is about, and I love that. That's why we have Tiger Talk, so we can hear voice on how to make things even greater for those that come behind us. Thank you, Gotcha. Next up, I'm going to ask that Nana gives her voice in this. What is one quality you want to see in the school when we return?
I think that the staff should work more with the students, because like, I don't know who said it, but they should have like a way to communicate more with the students. I don't think that so they should not try to avoid it, but push some communication to your like a 12th grader or 11th grader. It's best to start like when they're like sophomore, so they know that like, okay, if I'm not doing this right now, it can affect me later. And also another thing that I think they should work on is also giving the student classes like financial literacy early, because kids start spending money at like early as like 14. They're spending money already. I think that is really not useless, but it's really not the right thing to wait till the last year of high school to offer those classes.
because as young adults, we should already know like how to invest our money and what to do.
I think that is a jewel that you just shared, and thank you so much for that. I'm going to ask Fabiola, and then we're going to have Sarah close us out. So, Fabiola, one quality you want to see at Marion P when you return?
So when I return in September, I would like to see the school creating more opportunities for the students, especially in extracurricular activities outside of the school. Because like during this period, during my junior year, I've been like doing most of these researches for programs on my own and asking out in different places if you're able to like offer opportunities. I think that is good to like help students out, especially when you're like building your activities for college. It's important to have.
Love it. Thank you, and thank you so much. Sarah, go on and bring us home. One quality you want to see in the school when you return.
Respect. I'm not saying that there's like a lack of respect or anything, but just like more respect and being more open about like your respect to other people, even if someone's younger than you or older than you. I feel like there should be a mutual level of respect that you have towards anyone, and you should watch the things you say to people because you don't really know anyone. Even if you see them every day in school, you don't truly know them unless they really tell you about themselves. So I feel like there just needs to be certain things that aren't said, whether that's a teacher or a student, and there just needs to be boundaries and like limits that you like try to push, because I feel like it's very invasive and sometimes it comes across and it's more harmful than it is helpful. So just like a lot of respect, especially coming back, thinking to respect each other's boundaries, to the space, and just also appreciating each other, because I feel like a lot of the times we are like, oh, this year was so fun, this year was this, this year was that, but we don't really understand that if we didn't have the privilege of being able to go on virtual school and weren't given these Chromebooks and given these teachers who genuinely care, things would have been a lot worse for us than they were. So I feel like we should just really appreciate the fact that we have the resources that we do.
Thank you, Sarah, for bringing it home, and thank you everyone for being a part of this Tiger Talk. And I really think she summed it up in our, these are the I Dream values that she just talked about, is having empathy, being diligent, being respectful, right? Being our brothers and sisters keeper, and being what you all are in my eyes, which is a model student. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Tiger Talk, the podcast. Remember, when students lead, we all win. Have a great evening. Peace.